That's the scene from Rupp Arena in Lexington. The SEC tournament, the semifinals coming up. LSU has already pulled off one surprise, 72-62 over Vanderbilt. And now our second semifinal game will match the Kentucky Wildcats against the Arkansas Razorbacks. The winner of this game will face LSU tomorrow afternoon for the SEC championship. And with that win in the tournament goes the SEC's automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. Here are the brackets now. Vanderbilt has lost. They were the regular season champions. The LSU Tigers surprised them with their 22nd win of the year. And now it's the rematch between Arkansas and Kentucky. Standing by to call our second semifinal game. They're just off their sleighs. Tom Hammond and Ed Murphy.
All right, Bob, and we're excited because this crowd is really into it. Seems to be about 3/4 Kentucky and maybe 1/4 Arkansas, but those Hog fans make a lot of noise. And I think one thing we've seen from the first semifinal game, LSU is at the top of their game right now, and their victory over Vanderbilt assures them of a berth in the big tournament.
Oh, I think they've got a lock on that now. You know, that was a little bit of an if thing for them coming into this thing. Even though they had 20 wins, they were criticized for a kind of soft non-conference schedule.
So who will play LSU in the finals tomorrow? We'll decide that now. The Kentucky Wildcats and the Arkansas Razorbacks, two teams that don't like each other much, and Arkansas has had the upper hand. Since joining the SEC last season, Nolan Richardson and Arkansas have had immediate impact, and yesterday advanced to the tournament semifinals with a 5-point victory over Georgia. Freshman Scotty Thurman led the Hogs' attack with 18 points. And Corey Beck contributed 13 as Arkansas held the Bulldogs to under 40% shooting, winning 65-60. Then last night, the rest of the SEC watched as Rick Pitino sent his Kentucky Wildcats out for the season's most dominant performance, a 61-point devastation of Tennessee. Jamal Mashburn, one of 7 Wildcats in double figures, as they avenged a loss to the Vols a few weeks ago. Freshman Jared Prickett's hustling play set the tone as the Wildcats stormed to the semifinals, seeking their first ever SEC win over Arkansas. In the SEC tournament semifinals, it's Kentucky and Arkansas.
Jefferson Pilot Sports presents the best in regional college basketball. The Southeastern Conference. Today's game is brought to you by High Octane BP Super, BP's best choice in quality gasolines. By Delta Airlines. At Delta, we love to fly, and it shows. By Nationwide Insurance. Check the yellow pages for the Nationwide agent nearest you. And by Ford and your local Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately?
From Rupp Arena in Lexington, the Southeastern Conference tournament continues. The second semifinal game matching Kentucky and Arkansas. And welcome back to Rupp Arena, everyone, for this Kentucky-Arkansas game. SEC fans still buzzing about the Wildcats' 61-point victory over Tennessee last night. So complete was Kentucky's domination that 13 SEC tournament records were set or matched, including most points, most assists, most steals, and most three-point field goals. And Tennessee forced into the most turnovers ever. It was an absolutely devastating performance by the Kentucky Wildcats. Tom Hammond with Ed Murphy set to call this game for you. And I have a feeling, though, that the Wildcats will be facing a different breed of animal in Arkansas, and the Razorbacks weren't that impressed.
Oh, absolutely. You can forget it. One of the neat things about Arkansas being in this league is the fact they've had no respect for Kentucky at all. They've gone right after them. They're 2-0 against them. And I can tell you, these fans here cannot take a joke. This is serious.
These two teams play a similar style, of course. Full court pressure up and down the court. They like to have their defense convert to easy baskets offensively. But on the half court, Kentucky would appear to have an advantage.
They got a real edge because of Jamal Mashburn. Arkansas struggled terribly yesterday against Georgia's half-court defense. But Kentucky's got Mashburn. That gives them a real edge in a half-court game.
Note that Mashburn in the game against Tennessee last night played the least minutes that he's played all season long. He got to rest because of the blowout. Now, Ed, it would seem that a key player in this game would be Kentucky's point guard, Travis Ford.
That's right. Arkansas is going to load up on him. They don't have a reasonably good backup point guard. Kentucky doesn't. And Arkansas is going to come after Travis Ford with about 3 different players. If he can hold up to that kind of pressure, he's really going to help his team.
The crowd is revved up. The blue and the red dueling fans across the arena. We'll be back for the lineups. Kentucky and Arkansas in a moment.
And now the starting lineups. First for Kentucky. At forward, a 6'8" junior from New York, New York, number 24, Jamal Mashburn. At forward, a 6'9" freshman from Paramount, West Virginia, number 32, Jared Brickett. At center, a 6'10" junior from Edison, Georgia, number 4, Rodney Dent. At guard, a 6'2" senior from Pascagoula, Mississippi, number 31, Dale Brown. And at guard, a 5'9" junior from Madisonville, Kentucky, number 5, Travis Ford. And the head coach of the Wildcats, Rick Pitino.
A lot of us grew up in church hearing that old teaching that a house divided against itself shall not stand. And boy, this is a divided house this afternoon. The Kentucky fans have done a great job of going out and getting tickets. But listen to this Arkansas contingency. Tom, both teams are out there ready to play at this point in the season. Not a lot for the coaches to say.
All right, Dave Baker, thanks. There's John Carcady with the toss and the tap controlled by Kentucky in their road blue uniforms. The last time they wore blue at Rupp Arena was in the Mid-East Regional of the NCAA in 1984.
Arkansas played man-to-man about 85% of the time, and boy, it's big-time pressure. You see him going after Ford.
Cricket inside made a nice dish, and the lay-in by Dent. Kentucky got inside for the easy one. Beck being guarded by Travis Ford. Here's Hawkins. Mashburn has him. Williamson was nearly unstoppable in the first game against Kentucky at Barnhill. He had 22 points and 8 rebounds, and the Wildcats tried about 3 different defenders on him. No one could stop him.
Arkansas really struggled yesterday against Georgia. Of course, Georgia's very good man-to-man defensive team in the shooting area with a lot of size, and there's an NBA launch.
Thurman couldn't hit it, but Corliss Williamson off the offensive board. He can't get it down. Knocked out of bounds by Kentucky. Arkansas will get another chance.
Well, you're seeing a great freshman here. Here's the pass by Kentucky across inside. This is where they've got an edge. They're a little better half-court team.
Jared Brickett has really been coming on for Rick Pitino in the latter stages of the season. Arkansas does not look in sync on the half-court, but a bad-looking 3 by Shepard, and here's the Kentucky break. Ford has Mashburn. 4 straight for the Wildcats. Another 3, this one by Furman. No good. Rebound by Dale Brown of Kentucky. 3 trays already attempted by Arkansas. Dent down low. Flashes back to Brown for the 3. Last night, Kentucky scored 14 straight. They're halfway there, 7-0 against Arkansas. Pick and roll. Kentucky defends it well.
Arkansas is out of sync. They are somewhat intimidated. Every pass seems to be an adventure down there.
And Williamson lost it out of bounds.
And Richardson wants him to press.
Arkansas turns it over. They've missed their first 3 shots. Nolan Richardson not happy with that last call. Kentucky, on the other hand, is perfect. They're 3 for 3.
Oh, they look great. They're playing like a Final Four team the last couple of games.
Mashburn muscles it up and through.
He is so strong.
9-0 Kentucky. Hawkins for 3. That's the 4th 3-pointer Arkansas has missed. Mashburn's 3-pointer.
Timeout, Arkansas. He's got to stop this right now. a beautiful touch on the three-point shot. He really does it all.
The Wildcats are scorching. Keep the emergency exits clear. Kentucky is on fire.
I'll tell you, you can't play any better than they played last night in the first few minutes of this game. But remember this, Arkansas is a mentally tough, physical team with a really hard-nosed coach. I don't think the Cats can take them completely out of this ballgame.
They've taken them out of their offense. Woo! The trap results in a Mashburn interception.
Terrific call by Rick Pitino, going with the trap right after the timeout.
Oh, Mashburn. Oh.
That's a shame at 230 pounds to be that agile.
And just like against Tennessee, Kentucky reels off the first 14.
Mashburn, here's that cash register ringing. There's a lot of pro scouts here, and he is.
They can go home. They've seen enough.
He's chalking up some dollar signs.
Williamson against Dent. Another miss. Pickett hauls it down for the Wildcats. Mashburn, this is a three. Oh, my goodness.
We are really seeing something special.
Mashburn has 12 of those 17. Thurman's 15-footer finally breaks the drought for the Razorbacks. Dale Brown. Will Kentucky ever miss? Dale Brown has 5. Beck has it slapped away by Brown, but into the hands of his teammate Thurman. And over the back call on Brown of Kentucky. Looking for a player of the year.
Here he comes with a steal. Takes it down court like a guard. Get this move. That just shouldn't happen from a man his size. And here's the great range he has on a three-pointer. Well, you think of the NBA with no zone defenses. And,
he's 5 for 5 to start the game. 0-0. Tony Delk is in for the Wildcats. Dale Brown has gone out.
The biggest problem with this lead that Kentucky has on Arkansas for Arkansas is the fact they have only gotten about 1 or 2 good shots. Everything they've gotten is better than pressure. If they can get good shots, they can play their way back in this game. It's the Kentucky defense causing the problem. Boy, there's a flagrant walk that wasn't called. I don't understand that.
Shepard missed it. Here's Mashburn on a run out. Leaves it for Dent. Well, we hadn't seen him make an assist yet, so.
Yeah, it's like in case you didn't think you could do everything.
Tough shot by Thurman inside. Thurman has all 4 Arkansas points. Mashburn, surely not. That's the first Kentucky miss, and they get it back. 4.
Kentucky has a 20-point lead.
And we played less than 6 minutes. Dwight Stewart goes up and is fouled.
The foul is on for his first team.
You see a guy right there in a spot he's not used to.
Arkansas checking in number 12, Point McDaniel, and
Look
number
at this.
31, Roger Crawford.
Look at this.
For Kentucky, Jamal Martinez checks in.
And the Kentucky bench is excited as everyone else on the display by Jamal Mashburn.
I think Pitino's surprised.
I don't think I've ever seen a more dominant performance than Mashburn has had in the first 5 minutes of this game. I mean, you're talking about great players over the years. I don't know that I've ever seen one.
Well, it's very important to remember who he's doing it against. And this is a chopped liver. This is one of the best basketball teams in the country out here in Arkansas. These guys have beaten Arizona on the road. They won the western half of this league. This is a serious basketball team, and he is making a joke out of this game.
Stewart hits the 2 free throws. Arkansas trying to creep back. Arkansas had beaten Kentucky their only 2 previous SEC meetings. Travis Ford with another 3, his second tray. Big guy Stewart, who hit a couple in Barnhill against the Wildcats, can't connect on that one.
You really have a tendency to try to catch up by making great plays, and that never works. Quite true of Stewart not taking a 3-pointer under a lot of pressure. First, you got to catch up with your defense. You got to get Kentucky stopped, and then you got to get good shots, not shots like that.
Martinez loses it out of bounds. Arkansas gets it back.
The Arkansas coaching staff appealing to their kids over there to run the offense, turn it over, try to break the Kentucky, leave Kentucky on defense a little while.
Stewart, nice spin on Martinez. Pretty shot by Stewart, 270 pounds.
His agility will really surprise you. I watched him in high school a good bit. A very unlikely looking basketball player, but he has terrific agility, quickness. Well, this is where Arkansas has got to make a stand. They got to establish something defensively.
Ford made the fake to get free, couldn't connect on the shot. Stewart with a lead pass. Crawford lays it in.
Basket by Crawford.
Now, you catch up in nickels and dimes without great plays. You got to get 2 or 3 stops.
Certainly, Kentucky couldn't sustain that sort of play the entire game. You knew that had to happen.
Well, we got a long afternoon out here.
Mashburn bounced it inside, intended for Martinez. Can't handle it. And that's the first Kentucky turnover.
3 nice defensive plays in a row. They've got them stopped 3 straight times. The last 2 times down the floor, they scored. The lead 17, that's not impossible. They get it down to 10 or 12 by halftime. They're certainly capable.
Another Kentucky foul. I think Jeff Grasso has his first.
Go around the pit. You don't go through it. You watch him right here. Grasso gets a pick. It looks like he's rushing the passer.
For Kentucky, Jared Prickett checks in the line.
It's about to be made a sandwich. Jamal Mashburn goes to the bench as Prickett comes in. 12 points already, Jamal Mashburn. Rick Pitino and Rupp Arena 34-1 against SEC teams. The 1 loss, Arkansas. We might have mentioned that before the game.
Well, let's face it, as far as Kentucky basketball, this Arkansas program has been a regular pain since they got in this league.
Kentucky 0-2 against the Razorbacks since they joined the SEC.
Great job by Ford defensively. Really held his ground.
And if he is one of the key players, as we mentioned at the start of the telecast, he has been up to the pressure of that so far.
Well, that's where Kentucky lacks depth as a point guard. He has to play well, and he has to stay on the court a long time.
Brown's 3-pointer. Bad looking shot. It had no rotation on it, but he got the rebound. Then tried to feed it inside and instead threw it away. Still a 17-point lead. Kentucky scored the first 17. Stewart might have traveled. Thurman with a turnaround. 6 points for Thurman, and Arkansas creeping back into it, now down by 15.
Thurman's a real weapon. He's one of the best players in this league. He averages about 18 a game, high percentage shooter.
Set the Arkansas record for scoring by a freshman. This is his first year. Martinez travels. That's the 3rd Kentucky turnover.
Out on the floor.
And Denton Mashburn will return, but first we'll take a break with 11:34 left in the first half. Scotty Thurman trying to get the Razorbacks back in the contest. Kentucky fans hoping pork is on the menu today. And so far the charcoals are heating up. 23,623 on hand. I saw Kentucky score the first 17. Arkansas, though, gradually edging back into it. Kentucky scorching the nets for nearly 80%. And Arkansas 5 of 15.
2 keys to get back in the game. 1, control on offense. Don't get in a hurry. Stick to the script. Don't start picking it on the floor and try to make great plays. And number 2, you got to get Kentucky slowed down. You got to play good defense.
Thurman, quick shot over Prickett. Finally, Mashburn, who else, goes up to claim it. Mashburn spotted for the three. Prickett gets the offensive board, slapped out of his hand. And off Prickett to Arkansas. Arkansas beats the Kentucky press. See if they go to Scotty Thurman. He's hit 3 of his first 6 shots. Thurman guarded by Mashburn.
Good offensive motion by Arkansas. They're moving that defense around. Big fella got away with a walk that trip.
Stewart can't get the roll, but he will shoot 2.
You know what's funny? When he was in high school, people talked about Stewart losing weight, but he had to lose weight. But he's learned how to play it this way. Gets away with a little bit of a walk. Watch him toss that shoulder in there, just turn the body and pin the jumper to the floor.
Reminiscent of Oliver Miller, who had the same tight body. That's the most diplomatic way I can say it.
That really is. I remember when Sonny Smith had Charles Barkley, and after that, he said it bluntly. He said, after having Charles, every fat kid in America wanted to play for me.
Stewart 6'9", 270 out of Memphis Fairleigh High School. And he's perfect at the free throw line, 3 for 3.
His skill will amaze you. He's a good 15, 17-foot shooter. You see him handle the ball on the perimeter. Big fella can do some things. He was an outstanding high school player.
Mashburn rebounds the miss on the second free throw. Kentucky's lead, 14. Travis Ford sailing down court in a hurry, left open for the long three. He hits 51% from the three-point arc. He has 3 of them today. He's 3 for 3.
Well, he's second only to Billy McCaffrey in three-point shooting percentage in the league.
Stewart spinning, twisting, and
they got him on a walk. You know what happens to you a lot of times if you get away with that? It locks in the official's mind. He might have walked, he might have walked. You really got to be careful on the next possession. You slide your foot at all, he'll hit you with it.
And Stewart will go to the bench. The announcers for this game selected and compensated by Jefferson Pilot Sports. Any use of the broadcast without the express permission of the Southeastern Conference and Jefferson Pilot Sports is prohibited. Here's another thing Mashburn can do. He brings the ball up court.
Right.
The whole catalog of his skills on display here in the first half.
Well, Pitino takes a break, lets it take over the timeout. That'll put him to cap it off. I don't doubt if that'll happen.
McDaniel tries to go for the blindside steal and commits Arkansas's first foul. Mashburn's hit 5 of his 7 shots. He has 3 rebounds. He has 2 assists. Total of 12 points as you factor in the threes. Kemp had a good catch. Mashburn couldn't. Crawford hands it to Williamson, and he pops it through.
That's their game. They can finish. Boy, they knock a ball loose. They score with their defense.
15-point lead.
It's one thing to play good defense and slap the ball loose, but Arkansas really converts every opportunity.
Tony Delk led the Wildcats against Tennessee with 15 points last night. Guilty of a charge right there.
The foul is on Delk, his first, team 5th.
You got the drive. Delk floats. Didn't jump straight up. You got to, when you get in there, you got to land on both feet, go straight up. He keeps going. Arkansas draws the charge. That's the way to get back in this basketball game.
Williamson posting dead inside. Crawford takes it back. Williamson thought about that shot. Instead, got it to Beck, who spins it up and finishes.
He's one of the best guards in the league inside. You see how strong he is? Not much of an outside shooter. Another Memphis player on the Arkansas team.
Corey Beck out of Memphis Fairleigh as well, sophomore. Ford made the good ball fake and was fouled by Shepard.
There's Corliss Williamson, a little unsure of himself. Great freshman that he is. Drops it into Beck. Beck knows what to do. Look at that spin move and attack. He's got good strength.
Arkansas enjoying an 11-3 run over the last 6 minutes. They're only down 13. Biggest lead was 21 by Kentucky.
One of the things that's really hurt them all year is they're last in the league in defending against the three-point shot, and that is a tough spot to be in with Kentucky.
Ford will try the three, and he's perfect. He's 4 for 4. He had 7 trays in the earlier meeting against Arkansas. In fact, kept Kentucky in the game.
That swarming defense of Arkansas, where they do a lot of double teaming, gives up a lot of three-pointers. Boy, when you give them up to the Wildcats, they'll take them.
Reach in by the Wildcats. There's reminiscent of Doc Gooden, where they put the K's, they put the threes up for every tray made by the Wildcats. And they've made a lot of them today already. 33-17. Ford has scored the last 12 for the Wildcats. LSU has already advanced to the Southeastern Conference Tournament Finals. The Tigers awaiting the victor of this game. We'll have a pregame show starting at 12:30 Eastern Time, and then LSU against either Arkansas or Kentucky. And the menu for today. Well, so far those chops have been sizzling because the Wildcats have been on fire. They have hit 7 of 11 from the three-point line, 68% overall of their field goals, and have a 5-rebound edge. Kentucky is the best rebounding team in the SEC. Arkansas the worst. Williamson got away with a hook on Riddick, who just came in, and Crawford nails a 3. That's the first tray by the Razorbacks on their 6th attempt.
The tough part about Kentucky hitting all those three-pointers, the takeoff of those now is the pump, fake, and drive. As you see Ford right there, that wasn't much of a shot, but look at the steal.
Riddick took it away, and Williamson fouls him. Corliss Williamson with his first foul. It'll send Andre Riddick to the free throw line.
Watch, Corliss Williamson gets the rebound. He's a strong kid, but Riddick jerks it right out of his hands. Corliss a little unsure of himself. I mean, he's a great freshman, probably the best one in the league, but he looks a little shaken, which I don't blame him in this atmosphere.
Riddick has been on a tear at the free throw line lately. He hit 2 in a row at Ole Miss. He's only a 41% shooter. He hit 26% last year.
Look at he and Claxton together. Have a shootout. It take a week. Take a week to get, first one to make 10. Yeah.
That one.
That was more
bounced off the rim.
In form.
Roderick Rhodes, Kentucky freshman, on the floor. Dale Brown's called for a foul. Second on Brown.
Corliss Williamson can run that floor for a big, strong kid. One of the most highly recruited players in the country. 230, 240, looking to beat a very fast Kentucky team down the floor.
He was a prep All-American. Some said the #1 recruit in the U.S. National Player of the Year. Out of Russellville, Arkansas. Misses the first free throw. He was out nearly 2 months. Missed 13 games with a toe injury. But he has been a force since he has gotten back with Arkansas and gradually gotten into playing shape. 2 points, 3 rebounds so far. Reported out he had 22 in the earlier meeting with Kentucky and on the All-SEC freshman team.
Here's point guard Mashburn.
Thurman's going to try him for a while. Riddick draws the double team, finds the open man Rhodes.
That's a good defensive job right there by Arkansas. They slammed the door shut, really held their ground.
Shepard has it slapped away by Rhodes, who dives into the Kentucky bench trying to save it.
When you play Kentucky, you've really got to watch their recovery from behind. They run drills on it in practice on how to recover from behind and slap the ball loose.
Williamson muscling Riddick. Riddick blocked it. And it's picked up by Delk. Ford leads the break behind the back to Delk. Mashburn. They set it up. Best shot blockers in the league. Rhodes draws the foul as he drives in, and Kentucky got the ball back on another Riddick block.
Got Crawford for reaching in on that drive. You're going to see Kentucky going to the basket more. The three-pointers set it up. You get 7 three-pointers. The next time out, you start talking to your kids, pump fake up, go to the bucket. They've got Arkansas rushing at him a little bit out of control now. Arkansas jumped in the zone on the out-of-bounds play. That takes nerve when these guys are shooting three-pointers. It's obviously automatic.
There is the three-pointer by Travis Ford. His first miss from the three-point line. He was 4 for 4 and now 4 for 5. And then a quick Arkansas turnover.
Nolan Richardson is screaming for a foul. He thinks Beck was pumped out of bounds.
Hey, Vic, shoot his goal.
John Cochran is not one to get intimidated.
I tell you that, I've argued with all of them. You don't get anywhere with that guy. I'm about 0 for 10 with him. Let's check, see if he steps out. He sure does.
No question.
No call there. There's a steal.
Arkansas, though, with a steal. And laid in by Shepard. Shepard leads the SEC in steals.
Okay, critical time. 11-point game. This is 11. That's not an eternity. 11's not a million. But when you're playing against him, it's tough. They've got to get this thing down to single digits.
Mashburn has 14. 5.5 minutes left in the first. That basket will not count. Foul out on the floor, committed by Travis Ford. Second on Ford.
Shepard is some kind of quick. He is just. Arkansas has great quick guards, and they've got 3 or 4 of them.
Let's see if Rick Pitino goes to his bench for Ford as Travis picks up his second. As you pointed out, that's the one vulnerable spot. The Wildcats don't have a lot of depth at the point.
Shepard must go to the line.
Well, they don't need any foul trouble on Ford. They run Tony Delk there a little bit. And Rick Pitino very public, too public, about how pleased he is with Delk to play a point guard. The fact is, it isn't particularly good.
In fact, they've backed off that now and conceded that he's going to be an off guard and probably ended the experiment with him at the point. So Dale Brown plays some at the point.
All right, hold on, we got 1 shot.
They've struggled there at that one position, but
Chris Harrison, late in the season, had some duty at point guard, but he's injured his knee and isn't available.
well, that's not much of a weakness, especially when you have a player as good as Ford.
Junior Brady can also play there at times.
There's the tough pressure again. Now, Arkansas will stay with it. They won't get discouraged. They'll keep the heat on you. Well, that's a lot of heat right there.
That was heat.
That's serious heat.
Clint McDaniel all over Travis Ford. Rhodes is tied up.
Good defensive job.
Pitino wanted a foul, but instead it'll be the possession arrow.
He's screaming for a foul, but look at this. Watch this door slam shut. There's a lot of white shirts in there. I'll tell you what, friends, that's good defense.
And Richardson was upset that Pitino was out of the coaching box and no technical was called. 5 minutes left.
He's really giving Flaherty an argument.
Arkansas getting the ball on the possession arrow after the jump is called. Williamson against Riddick. Riddick got a piece on the floor. Riddick picked it up and then is fouled.
Carlos Williamson just looks. He's rushing. He's out of control. He's worried about getting his shot blocked.
As well he should, with Riddick standing there. He's gotten a piece of 2 of them.
Well, it is, and it's kind of gotten him mentally a problem. Now watch here. This is reach in and a slap. That's a good call on the foul.
Only the 5th against the Razorbacks, so no free throws. Ford against McDaniel to bring it up. Mashburn double team and foul.
You know, the thing about him that just really amazes coaches when you watch him is his temperament. He just keeps playing. He gets bad calls, good calls. He can come off a poor game or whatever it is. Nothing seems to upset him. He just has great concentration in basketball. And a lot of times that's overused, but this kid right here, you see no emotion on his face. He's having a totally career night. Everybody in the place is totally impressed with it, but him. And he's still just coming straight at you.
That was something that Magic Johnson mentioned about Jamal when he was assessing what kind of pro player he would be. And there's a smile. And that's the kind of temperament you need in the NBA. He already has it. Misses 2 free throws. He is human. There is not a cape on his back. The lead is still 11, and Arkansas still within striking distance. Chipping away at the lead with just over 4 minutes left in the half. Beck for 3. Rhodes ducked him, and Beck will shoot 3 free throws.
Bad foul. Really bad foul.
It might have been to 2. Was he just inside the line?
That is on Rhodes, his first.
Must have his foot on the line. This is a tough shot. It's forced, and Corey Beck is not a particularly good three-point shooter at all.
Rhodes comes out, so you get the idea of what Pitino thought about that foul. Prickett has come in. Rhodes, of course, is the highly touted freshman from Jersey City who got off to a tremendous start. Was in the starting lineup for 18 of Kentucky's games. Was most valuable player in the ECAC Holiday Festival. Had his career-high 27 against Georgia Tech in the second game of the season, and maybe peaked a little too soon.
You know, one of the things that can happen to you, and I'm not saying that it will to Kentucky, when you get that big an early lead, there is a euphoria that sets in with kids that makes them believe that everything they're going to do is going to go in there. They can make every play. They can make every block like on that three-pointer. And sometimes they will get out of control and really start doing things that aren't smart and let the other team back in.
Beck hits 1 of 2 and cuts the Kentucky lead to 10.
Checking in number 15, Dwight Stewart.
This next 4 minutes is huge for Arkansas. If they can whittle it down a little bit more, they can deal with it. Actually, it would be amazing. I'm pretty surprised that they're back this close.
Speaking of huge, Dwight Stewart has returned for the Hogs. And a hand check called on Corey Beck of Arkansas. His first personal foul, and that's 7 now against Arkansas. So Travis Ford, an excellent free throw shooter, will attempt 1+1.
Nolan will really work the officials to try to get him to let his kids hand check. It's a very important part of this game. They will hand check hard enough to get a foul or 2 to try to establish how much of it they can get away with. And then he'll stay on the officials' bench to try to get it improved as it goes along.
Does it usually work?
Yes, it does some, especially at Barnhill. They start pushing you around and they can get a little bit of control with their hands on you, then that press of theirs is deadly.
Why does it work better in Barnhill? You're not saying the officials are intimidated, are you?
Oh, listen. The age-old coaching argument as to what role that officials do play in the head coaching game. They'll tell you none. A lot of coaches will say a bunch. They're getting a lot of help here today.
Grady went for the steal, couldn't get it from Shepard, who spots Thurman for the 3. High kicking rebound. Riddick had it slapped out of bounds by Hawkins.
Timeout on the floor.
Timeout with 3:55 left. Pitino has let Arkansas edge back into it.
Quick starts have played an important part in both semifinal games today. In game 1, LSU got out to a big lead. That prevented Vanderbilt from going to the free throw line. LSU didn't have to play catch-up. Here in this game, Kentucky's 17-0 start at the beginning of the game took away the Arkansas press. As of yet, the Razorbacks haven't jumped into it. But, Tom, I wouldn't be surprised to see him do that to start the second half.
Well, despite all the snow around, some of the finery put on for this game, this is the kind of game that deserves your Sunday best, even if it is just Saturday.
Arkansas has gotten this down to 12 points, which sounds like a whole lot, but if you were with us 7 or 8 minutes ago, you will realize how fortunate they are.
Arkansas is currently on a 6-2 run. It's been a game of streaks, one side then the other.
Good pressure.
Mashburn just got rid of it. Brady with Shepard all over him. Again, Shepard leads the league in steals. And Brady wide open is fouled by Shepard, who recovered quickly.
That's a beautiful pass. I'll tell you, it's hard to make that kind of play when you're under that kind of pressure.
The foul is on Shepard, his second, team 8.
Look at the Arkansas pressure out in front. That ball is zipped right into Brady, and you got a foul from behind.
Tony Delk makes the pass.
That's a tough pass to make. The whole theory of the Arkansas pressure on the ball is to preoccupy you with the defender in front of you so you don't see people that break open.
Junior Brady in his actually senior season out of Jacksonville. Former walk-on, now on scholarship. When Spike Lee was in Lexington earlier this season, Brady had a movie script that he gave to him. At least the outline of one.
Kentucky coming with a double team now. You know the old adage, pressing teams don't like to be pressed, but the other side of that is they play against it every day. And I'm amazed that Arkansas hasn't had much luck getting through it. There goes Corey back to the basket.
And he's fouled. Yeah, I don't know that all coaches subscribe to that theory.
I never have believed it. I think when you press a team that practices that every day, it can really blow up on you. Here goes Beck. He uses that strength and muscle. This kid attacks the basket hard.
Beck will step to the line. He'll shoot 2.
Beck has had a good tournament, 13 points, hit all his free throws against Georgia. He's 1 of 2 this afternoon, total of 3 points.
His inside play against Georgia was remarkable when you consider the size of Claxton and the rest of their troops in the lane. He scored on several putbacks and post-up moves.
You mentioned the mental toughness of this Razorback team, and they certainly have exhibited that today. It would have been pretty easy to fold your tent down 17-0 with the crowd going wild.
You can forget that. I mean, the personality of this team, Nolan Richardson's not going to have any part of that. I don't think, in fact, I played against him in college. He's a fine gentleman, a good friend, but he is a hard case when it comes to basketball.
Mashburn double team.
This is where I think the Kentucky team this year is very good. It's a half-court offense as they turn the ball over on cue.
Hawkins took it away, and then Crawford made the layup.
I think they're a little better half-court team than they have done in the last few years. A lot of that has to do with Mashburn.
Arkansas back within 10. Less than 2.5 minutes remaining. Offensive foul. Delk of Kentucky.
That's a good call. He put his arm right in his chest and fended him off.
That is on Delk, his second.
Rick doesn't believe it, but we got a good replay of it. Watch the offhand. That's an offensive foul every time. You can't do that.
It's the 9th Kentucky turnover. Arkansas has only turned it over 7 times, and Travis Ford will come back at the point for Pitino's Cats.
Rick is screaming about it, but the officials aren't letting the Razorbacks hand check. Now, if you don't let them hand check it, you can't let Kentucky push off. It's a pretty good balance there.
And Delk, who committed the foul, gets the lecture from Pitino. Arkansas on a 10-4 run. Make it 12-4. And Stewart bangs one through.
He's got a nice touch. He's got a good touch. This place is going nuts.
Down to single digits. Arkansas once trailed by 21. Thurman over the back with a foul on Mashburn.
Forget about how big this guy is. Watch the hand action on his shot. Just watch his wrist. That's a picture jump shot. He's got a beautiful touch and good hands. It's a highly skilled basketball player. His body type led yourself not to think of him in that way, but he is.
For Kentucky, Jamal Martinez checks in.
There is Big Dwight.
For Arkansas, Daryl Hawkins.
Daryl Hawkins is coming back for Arkansas as Thurman will go out having committed his second foul.
Arkansas's presence in this league, I think, has really helped the Tigers because the dominance of Kentucky over the years, if you look in the record book, really is made almost a joke out of the league in a lot of times. Everybody was playing, should have got 2 trophies, one for second, nobody else to play for it. That's how much better they were in a lot of years, not always. But all of a sudden in comes Arkansas, looks them eye to eye. It takes them 2-0. And that's really helped the interest in basketball.
Mashburn has missed all 4 of his free throws, and Arkansas a chance to get closer still. Heck is fouled.
He's tough to handle. Guards are so conscious about keeping him on the perimeter, not letting him get inside. Watch him here. He's going to spin dribble, get that shoulder past you, and he's going through there like somebody's fullback. This kid's going
with his first foul.
Yeah, his whole game is to go in there and make a wreck. And he is absolutely fearless.
Had 13 against Georgia yesterday, and Arkansas so far in the game has hit 9 of 12 from the free throw line. One of the reasons they've gotten back into it. Beck originally signed with Arkansas out of Memphis Fairleigh, was a Prop 48, so he went to South Plains, Texas Junior College. Came back after his first year there, has 3 years of eligibility with the Razorbacks.
Memphis players have played such a role in this program.
Missed them both, but Stewart got the rebound. SEC tournament will be in Memphis next year, of course. Hawkins, clear pass to the basket. First bucket for Hawkins, and a steal by Hawkins. Then he lost it out of bounds, couldn't handle it.
He's proud of the floor. When have you ever seen a turnaround like this? This is fun.
Arkansas is within 6 points. You see the time left. Prickett, the freshman, handling the ball, and he lost it out of bounds under pressure from Darrell Hawkins.
Hawkins and Prickett they're taking turns dribbling this ball. This is serious pressure. Hawkins reaches in, he gets his shot at it, fumble out of bounds.
11 Kentucky turnovers now.
That noise isn't booze, they're calling their hogs.
Shepard dishes it out, and the shot good by Crawford.
What a play by Shepard. What a pass, and here comes Kentucky.
Arkansas is within 4. Prickett's shot no good. Rebounded by Hawkins and Stewart. Stewart rips it free. And Arkansas, in the final 45 seconds of the half, has a chance to cut into the lead, which is 4.
Get on the phone and call your friends. Someone might have shut the game off.
Arkansas is on a 20-7 run against Kentucky and will have the last shot of the half.
Mentally, this is going to be a very hard thing for Kentucky to deal with at halftime. To get off to that kind of start and to let the Hawks right back in the game. They didn't let them. I mean, Arkansas played well enough to get back in it.
See the difference in the shot clock on the left and the game clock on the right. Stewart.
That wasn't what Nolan Richardson had in mind.
Rebounded by Ford. He gets it to Mashburn, who can't handle it, out of bounds with 0.6 seconds left. Less than 1 second left. Lob it for Stewart, who pushed off on Martinez. Let's see. Is there going to be a foul called? Yes. And it was a good call. It was Stewart pushing off Martinez to get the ball.
The foul is on Stewart, his first, team 10.
Watch Big Dwight on this one. Yeah, he does. He puts his forearm right in Martinez's neck, flips him away. We're having a discussion here. Here's the problem. Did the push occur before the ball was caught? If that happens, then it ought to be 0.6 of a second on the clock.
John Clougherty made the call from backcourt. And it does take a gutsy official to call a foul with 0.6 of a second left, but it was the proper call.
So Martinez shoots, and they put the 0.6 of a second back on the clock. I'll tell you, they took their time and got it right.
That's right. The push-off occurred before the ball was touched, so it should be free throws and 0.6 left.
Absolutely. The clock couldn't have run out because the ball was still in the air. Nice job by Mr. Clougherty.
Martinez right at 70%, rolls in the first. Big break for Kentucky here, stemming the momentum a bit by Arkansas.
Yeah, you think of what could have happened if Arkansas would have scored on that. Nice job by Martinez.
And that shot did not get underway before time expired. Nolan Richardson not happy with the final turn of events in the last 0.6 of a second of the half, but he should be proud of the way his Razorbacks fought back. They once trailed Kentucky by 21 points. Pitino's club scored the first 17 before the Razorbacks regrouped and got back in it. Here's the last field goal.
Get a load of this play by Shepard. Most of the great plays belong to Jamal Mashburn, but Shepard made a super play there.
Got it to Crawford, who hit it. Bob Kessling will be along to take you through halftime in just a moment.
Have you taken the Gillette three-point challenge yet? You could win a trip to see the Final Four and have a shot worth $1 million during the Final Four weekend. Clip the coupon in your March 14th Sunday paper and go to a participating retailer to see if you want a shot at $1 million. The Gillette three-point challenge promotion, no purchase necessary, void where prohibited. Kentucky scored 24 points in the first 5 minutes. They scored 18 points the rest of the way as Arkansas has clawed their way back into this contest. Kentucky still leads at halftime, 42-36. I'm Bob Kessling. The SEC semifinals. Earlier, remember, LSU knocked off Vanderbilt, and now Kentucky and Arkansas trying to win their way into the finals final to take on the LSU Tigers. Arkansas, a great comeback. Let's go to Dave Baker, who's standing by with a member of the Arkansas faculty.
Thank you, Bob. We're here with Dr. Dan Ferreter. What were you telling me just a moment ago about the start of the game?
If we'd have started up even, I think we'd be up 16 points now.
You've got some great things going on at Arkansas, in particular from an athletic standpoint, a spanking new facility opening up.
Oh, the new Walton Arena is going to be great. You come to the center of history here at Rupp and know that we've got something like it coming up in Fayetteville. It's a good feeling.
A lot of mixed feelings, though, I would think about getting out of Barnhill.
Oh, you hate to leave old friends. It's been awfully good to us, but we're going to take that spirit with us to Walton.
A lot of great things going on at the University of Arkansas. In particular, what kind of effect are you feeling from a former faculty member who's got a pretty important job right now?
Well, it's a little easy to go out and tell students that our faculty are the best, and when they come there, teacher might be the next president of the United States. Good recruiting.
Absolutely, and athletically, you've got the new football coaches in place now, and brighter days ahead.
Oh, great days in football. We're in the midst of winning the indoor championship now. We will set every sports record in track that's possible. So it's a good time for us in sports.
And Nolan and his kids have done a great job in getting themselves right back in this game.
Oh, it's a great group of kids. Both these teams. This is college basketball at its best. Spirit groups, great fans. We're really pleased to be here.
Dan, good visiting with you.
Thank you.
Back up to you, Bob.
Arkansas fans here in force trying to root their Razorbacks. It would be an amazing comeback. They come back to within 6 of the Kentucky Wildcats at the SEC semifinals in Lexington.
You know, Ford hits the threes, Mashburn hit dunks. I mean, we've got it all out of them. Take a look at this. You're going to see Ford, he's knocking down threes. They played phenomenal the first 7 or 8 minutes. I've never seen a basketball team play any better. And here comes Mashburn. He did everything but sell tickets. And here's the dunk. The second thing we saw that was just incredible is the grit and determination not to let Kentucky get away with it. Here's Stewart with a great turnaround jump shot. And then you're going to see Crawford on the breakaway down here. Get the lip. Arkansas's defense in the last 10 minutes of this half was phenomenal.
You really have to respect the job that Arkansas did by not wilting under that barrage. I mean, they came out I looked up there in the first 3-4 minutes, Kentucky was playing at 156 point a game clip offensively, and it was fantastic.
I tell you, you got to be pleased with the way your kids played yesterday. You applied some great pressure.
We did. It was a defensive game. We had scored in the 90s and the high 80s the last 3 games. Arkansas led the league in scoring, and the game ended up in the 60s. So defense really dominated the game, and that's what's dominated this game. Kentucky's defense is good. It's held Arkansas to 36. Arkansas' defense in the second 10 minutes was fantastic.
Great first half of basketball. We should see a great one here in the second half, Bob.
Georgia, of course, hoping to get an NIT bid. The Bulldogs right now are 15-13 overall. But right now we're concerned about Kentucky and Arkansas, the second half, and Tom Hammond and Ed Murphy have it coming from Rupp Arena when we come back.
Welcome back to Rupp Arena. Tom Hammond and Ed Murphy ready to start the second half. Kentucky leading Arkansas 42-36. The Razorbacks once trailed by 21, but back within 6 at halftime. Dave Baker, that should give Nolan Richardson something to build on. What did he talk about at halftime?
Tom, that's exactly what he talked about. He said, hey, we survived their best shot. We've gotten back into the game. Nolan Richardson knows that his club is going to shoot better from outside the three-point line than that 1 of 7 effort in the first half.
Nolan Richardson.
Can't let it happen again. You're not going to come back in Rupp Arena against Kentucky twice like that in the same night. Arkansas's got to lock it down and keep this game under control.
Against Tennessee last night, Kentucky opened the second half with a 9-0 run.
All we've seen is man defense out of Arkansas. We won't see anything else. They've shown once in a great while.
Only on those out-of-bounds plays, huh?
Yeah.
Prickett with a left hand.
What a good-looking player he is.
Kentucky strikes first to open the second frame. Shepard for 3. That's what Dave Baker was said. Nolan Richardson mentioned we'll shoot better from the arc, and they open up by hitting their first. There's Beck with a foul for Arkansas.
That's a pretty good move with your offhand. Watch this left hand here. That's a tough shot. Tough shot.
Arkansas answered with a 3, though, so the Kentucky lead trimmed to only 5. Neil Brown penetrates the paint. Can't get it down, then it comes right back to him, and he pops it through. Kentucky setting up in its full-court pressure defense. We played just less than a minute of the second half. Kentucky has scored 4 points. Arkansas 3. There's the trap
double
back
team here.
He got it to Williamson. Prickett makes a pass at him, and Williamson lays it in.
You're kind of pulling on Superman's cape when you press Arkansas. I mean, this is you're sort of jamming them into doing something they want to do anyway, get that running game.
Ford left open for the 3. Oh, what a game he's having. 17 now for Travis Ford. That's his 5th trade.
51% three-point shooter.
Williamson got right around Dent, couldn't finish, then tapped it in.
He looked a lot more definite, a lot more confident on that shot. He really struggled the first half.
Traveling call as Prickett passed it to Dent.
Corliss Williamson has gotten a couple of buckets the second half. Nice angel move by a big fella. Here's Travis Ford with a jump shot. This is getting a little boring. This kid's knocking him down. Great three-point shooter. Corliss Williamson's got to get fouled for Arkansas.
Roderick Rhodes has replaced Jared Prickett for Kentucky after Prickett threw that last pass, which caused Dent to walk. There's Mashburn knocking away for a moment, then he went back to get it. Still loose. Williamson scrapping, picked up by Hawkins. He's fouled by, no! Charging foul on Hawkins. I thought Dent got him on the arm.
I thought he did, and I thought he might run under him. far be it for me to question an official.
No, you've never done that.
But let's look at it. No, sir. No, sir, that's not a charge. I'm sorry. They booted that one.
Jamal Mashburn with the ball. He scored 12 points in the first 4 minutes of the game, only 2 assists. There's Roderick Rhodes just inside the arc for a long-range 2. Kentucky's broke his lead. And a foul on Brown of the Wildcats. That's his third.
Pitino's telling him, move your feet, don't reach in there. He had good pressure.
Pass was behind Williamson from Shepard, and the Hawks turn it over.
A very dangerous point for Arkansas. Kentucky gets away from him again. The Hill's going to be off the state. And this play's coming back.
Rhodes hit a 3 a moment ago. That one no good, and Williamson boards it. Last year, Arkansas came into Rupp Arena and beat Kentucky. That foul's on Roderick Rhodes of the Wildcats. 105-88 the final score last season as Arkansas came to Rupp Arena for the first time.
A little bit of a flop, but he did run through the screen. Wasn't too violent. Kids know not to resist the pressure on that screen. The defender keeps coming, they'll lay down. Good pass.
Thurman, but it came out. It looked like it was going to go through, and it rimmed right back out.
There's a major league rebound out of Dent, too, for about 1.5 feet over the rim.
Dent sets a screen for Ford. Williamson knocked it away, and off Ford, out of bounds to Arkansas. 14 Kentucky turnovers.
This is a bad place to handle the ball against Kentucky. Here comes the trap.
Rhodes with perfect timing.
That was an end result of catching the ball deep in the corner. That's an automatic trap from the University of Kentucky. Got it in there again. Here it comes.
And Hawkins is hacked. Dan and Mashburn both all over him. Let's see. I think the foul will be to Mashburn.
Rhodes makes this play. You can't throw back across the defense against Kentucky. You got to throw the ball down the floor against that press. When you throw it back and forth across the front of the face of that press, sideline to sideline, they're going to pick them off.
Well, it was right the first time. It was Mashburn, his first foul. Dent with a block. Beck puts it back through. He is tough inside, and somebody's hurt. Is it Dent?
Beck's amazing inside for a kid his size.
Rick Pitino and Kentucky trainer Joanne Hauser tending to Rodney Dent. We'll take a timeout with 15:53 left in the game.
Watch Dent away from the ball.
He came down on someone's foot, I think. His left ankle he's holding there. I think he twisted his ankle as he came down on someone's foot. We'll have a further report when we come back.
Keep an eye on Rodney Dent in the middle of your screen. He's number 4 for Kentucky, and watch his left ankle right here. Woo! He rolls it over pretty good. That is painful.
There is Dent on the bench.
And he's still in some pain.
Jamel Martinez has replaced Rodney Dent. Travis Ford with a dangerous pass, picked off. Thurman with a slam.
They've got a deadly press, too.
Kentucky's lead cut to 6.
That number's important. That's what it was at halftime. So Arkansas has hung in there.
Dale Brown, that's no basket, and it will be a charging foul on Brown of Kentucky.
Okay, when you press, the most important thing is your recovery. People are going to break through. They're going to get numbers on you. And part of recovery is taking the charge. Dead center. Right in the numbers. Good call.
It is The fourth foul on Dale Brown, Kentucky's best defender.
If you're going to press, you got to practice taking the charge.
There's a foul. Travis Ford of Kentucky, and that's his third.
That's bad news. You got 15:25 to play. Picked up his third and a little bit banged up getting it. Watch Travis, good competitor. He's got the pressure on, and well, I don't know about that.
I didn't see much of a foul.
I couldn't find it at all. That's a tough third.
All the momentum belongs to Arkansas, it would appear. What a great story this would be if they were able to come back. And Hawkins is called for an offensive foul on a hook.
They got it for hooking, and Nolan Richardson says pass the ball, keep it out of the corner. You got to stay out of the corner. Yes, sir. Hooked him. Dropped that left arm right around him. Officials are doing a good job in this game. I was critical of that one charging call. I do think he missed it. But this is a tough game to call.
Jeff Grasso misses. Long rebound to Arkansas. Here's Crawford. Ford got back on defense to stop him.
Good recovery job by Kentucky. When you shoot that three-pointer, that long rebound is like an outlet pass.
Williamson can't hit over Martinez, who gathers the rebound. Ford leaves it for Martinez. Nearly traveled. Baseline move by Rhodes. Missed everything, but there's Brasso to lay it in. First bucket for Brasso. Brasso knocks it away from Beck momentarily, and then Rhodes fouls him. That'll be 6 fouls.
That's 6, and that's early. That's 6, and it's early to have 6 when you're a pressing team like Kentucky.
14:25 left, and on the next, Arkansas will shoot 1+1, and the Razorbacks, a decent free throw shooting team. 69.6%, fourth in the SEC. Crawford with a turnaround, pretty shot. Crawford has 11 points for Arkansas, and Ford throws it too high for Rhodes. 17 turnovers. Rodney Dent still on the bench. Let's go to Dave Baker for a report.
Tom, he's actually back in the hallway. They're trying to get him to walk on a little bit, but he can't put any weight on that ankle by himself. I don't know if he's going to be able to go.
Sprained left ankle by Rodney Dent. Turnovers continue to plague Kentucky. 17.
There's foul number 7.
Brasso commits his second.
The foul is on Brasso. His second.
We're still looking at that 6-point spread, and that is very, very important. Arkansas has played them dead even to start the second half, and that is really important. Had Kentucky gotten out again, I said it would have been awful hard to make up ground on it. But Arkansas is in a position right now where they've got a good chance to win this ball game.
Beck is 3 of 6. Overall, Arkansas has hit 9 of 14. That's 64%. A little below what they normally shoot. A lot of front rim, but Beck got it through.
There's been a conspicuous absence of Jamal Mashburn in the Kentucky offense in this half. And I think that the Kentucky kids have got to get their mind on getting the basketball to him. If he has a fault, it's that his temperament doesn't allow him to be assertive enough to go out there and yell at some people and say, get the ball to me right now. You know, big as he is, they do it. But he's not that kind of kid.
Vic McDaniel is on the floor for the Razorbacks. Rhodes, that basket will not count. The foul occurred before the shot. McDaniel has his third foul.
Should it count or shouldn't it? Take a look. No, it shouldn't. There's the hook right there before he ever had the second dribble.
Mashburn threw it, and Brasso wasn't expecting it. McDaniel against Ford, and that's 4 on Travis Ford.
I'll tell you what, you hate to give something up. I love Travis Ford. He's a great player, but he's the only true point guard Kentucky has. I'll tell you something, Travis. I know you hate to do it, but let this one go. Forget it. Let him lay it up. Don't get your fourth on that. There's 13:40 to play.
McDaniel will step to the line.
That's an awfully important little ball player right there.
Well, you said he was the most important player in the game, and the quandary for Rick Pitino to leave him on the floor, but to take him out with 4, and so far no signs of a substitute coming to the scorer's table.
Rick is telling him you got 4.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't know it. Well, it's just one he should have let him go. I mean, it's a hard thing to get a really competitive kid like him to do. We got a 2-point basketball game.
Arkansas's within a deuce. Martinez dribbles down, leaves it for Rhodes, who fumbled it. Pass touched by Hawkins of Arkansas.
You got to be impressed with Arkansas's ability to recover when that's the 3rd or 4th time in this half Kentucky's gotten a 2-on-1 and not gotten anything out of it. And Kentucky usually converts beautifully on that. The press is so much a part of their game.
Ford playing with 4 fouls.
And there's a zone from Arkansas.
Martinez with the open shot. Bounced around to Mashburn. He can't hit it. Tapped a couple of times by Martinez. Finally, Martinez wades in and gets it. Ford with a penetration. Tried to dish it to Mashburn and couldn't save it. 19 Kentucky turnovers.
Well, that was some fierce competition in there. No place for a faint heart.
The action is hot and heavy. Mashburn opened on a tear. He's been quiet ever since.
A few moments ago, Kentucky starting center Rodney Dent taken off the court. He came down on a foot, twisted his left ankle. I just spoke with UKT physician Dr. Mary Lloyd Ireland. They have a facility here at Rupp Arena during the tournament. Precautionary x-rays are being taken. Dent will not return today, and if his Cats survive against this Arkansas onslaught, he'd be listed as doubtful for tomorrow's championship game, Tom.
All right, Dave, thank you very much. Barnhill East. Well, it's looked like that the last few minutes. Arkansas on a 10-2 run the last 6 minutes, and with possession here with a chance to tie or take the lead with a 3.
I don't know what Rick Pitino has to do to get his kids to get that ball to Jamal Mashburn, but they have got to get that done.
Arkansas getting several chances. The ball still loose. Off Arkansas. It'll go to Kentucky.
I'm going to reiterate, Jamal is the kind of kid he's not, if he has a foul, it's that he's too team-oriented and too unselfish. So Rick, over that timeout, I'm sure was explaining the virtues of getting that ball to Jamal Mashburn. Part of the thing you got to do is beat the Arkansas press and then have the patience to get him involved.
Kicked ball, it'll go back to Kentucky. The Wildcats with just 1 starter on the floor now, Jamal Mashburn. He's joined by Delk, Rhodes, Martinez, and Brasso. Martinez flips it to Rhodes. He's fouled.
That's the best job Kentucky's done since they've got numbers against the Arkansas press.
Stewart, his second team foul.
They center that ball, second pass, fire it through Martinez, a good assist.
Rhodes will step to the line.
And there's the foul.
Shoot 2.
Roderick Rhodes will shoot 2 after Stewart's second foul.
You don't convert against Arkansas's press, they get more and more daring. That's the same for Kentucky. All pressing teams are like that. You don't take it through and dunk it on them a time or two, they come at you wild.
Rhodes has 4 points all this half. Kentucky has struggled at the free throw line all season long. 6 from the SEC, 68.5. He hits 1 of 2, and the Kentucky advantage is 3.
Well, you think about where we were 8 minutes into this game.
Crawford tried to save it, but it's picked off by Rhodes. He throws a bad pass, intercepted by McDaniel, and then Rhodes grabs it back. Kentucky has the numbers. Mashburn to Martinez.
Big play. Best illustration in the world that you can't throw the ball across either one of these defenses.
Now the Kentucky fans trying to lift their team. Stewart backs in. Rhodes came to help and slapped it away.
Now take a look at this. You got all kinds of steals here. You throw the ball diagonally across either one of these defenses, and these great athletes anticipate and pick it off. You got to throw the ball down the court. Don't throw it across because it's not coming back.
There's a warning on Kentucky's Rhodes for coming across the baseline. Beck receives the inbounds pass, and away from the ball, a whistle and a foul on Martinez, jockeying with Williamson for position. First foul on Jamal Martinez.
Watch the left side of your screen down here. We got a little action going on. And I don't know.
Could have gone either way, huh?
I was going to say.
Martinez got as much as he gave. There's Rodney Dent with that left ankle encased in ice now, and as Dave Baker told us, he will not be back.
No, he rolled that one over hard. Boy, that's painful.
Corliss Williamson misses the free throw. Mashburn double teamed after getting the rebound. Dribbles out of it, and a foul on Arkansas. Hawkins. Third foul on Daryl Hawkins.
He's not even excited. I can't believe this guy.
That's the 16th foul on Arkansas, so Kentucky will be in the bonus.
Tough double team. They gave him a hole to go through, and he went through it and drew the foul.
Mashburn brings the ball up court against Hawkins. Kentucky playing without point guard Travis Ford, who has 4 fouls. Martinez in trouble.
Oh,
and there's a 5-4. 5 count, turnover. Kentucky says, someone come to the ball.
Big problem is he couldn't get anybody to go away from the ball. The next receivers were overplayed, and nobody broke away to screen and create openings for the Kentucky players to come and receive the pass. The worst thing you can do is stand there and say, well, your friend's in trouble, and not cut away.
Here's Williamson, triple team, got it back outside. Foul on the shot as Thurman went up.
He's lucky to get out of that jam. You go down the baseline against Kentucky, usually you come back with nothing. Corliss Williamson, there's the double down. Pretty good pass out. You got to be careful when you head down here. Well, Martinez may have reached in. It was close, though, I'll tell you.
Second on Martinez.
Arkansas very fortunate. When you drive baseline against Kentucky, you better have a plan. You better know what you're going to do with that ball. They double you down there. It's tough to see.
Thurman has only 8 points. That's 10 below his average.
Arkansas is a 70% right at it free throw shooting team, which is pretty good. I mean, it's not great, but it's also not bad. You put them somewhere around the middle of the league, but they're not doing a good job here. Knock that one down.
1 of 2. It's a 4-point game. We'll let Mashburn handle it. Beck, hand check. His third foul.
Kentucky's throwing the ball into Mashburn and then clearing the floor out and letting him bring it up the court. He's really good at that. I would expect Arkansas to run a double team or 2 at him. Be interesting to see how he handles it. I'm not inferring that he can. He can do everything else.
Except hit free throws. I think he's 0 for 4 at the line. Roderick Rhodes is 1 of 2 today.
One of the things the press is doing, he drives it up, then he gives the ball up, and his teammates aren't getting it back to him. So in a way, it is playing in Arkansas's hands.
Missed everything on that free throw. That was a bad-looking free throw.
They're going to have he and Claxton. He and Claxton are going to have a shootout. First 1 to 5 or an hour, whichever comes first.
Looks like Andre Riddick.
Personally, I'm betting on the time.
Thurman. Loose ball chased down by Arkansas. Nope, unable to save it. It'll be Kentucky's ball. Was that a zone Kentucky was playing that time?
A little bit. Let's take a look at this call. This happens right at our feet. Good call. Beck stepped out of bounds and came back in. Clofferty was 5 feet away from it, right where he should have been.
Rhodes lost it. Rupp Arena in Lexington. Tom Hammond and Ed Murphy, semifinal round of the Southeastern Conference Tournament. Kentucky scored the first 17 points of the game. They led by 21 in the first half, but Arkansas has steadily been chipping away, and the Razorbacks are within 4 with 10 minutes left in the game. There's a foul on Kentucky's Jeff Grasso.
There's a pretty good job for a team that's last in rebounding.
That was on Grasso.
I don't know what kind of call we're getting here. Arkansas last in the league in rebounding. Kentucky first, but Arkansas getting several second shots down here.
Kentucky already has experienced a season high in turnovers, 24 of them. Darrell Hawkins, the senior who averages 14 a game, scoring his third there. Travis Ford, the Kentucky point guard, on the bench with 4 fouls. The Wildcats have also lost their starting center. Rodney Dent sprained his ankle and is unavailable the rest of the game.
That 4th foul came about 3 minutes ago. Kentucky, although the lead shrunk down to 2, they are still ahead. Arkansas just barreling at him with his press now with Ford on the bench.
It's a 2-point game. Mashburn hitting Delt, and the freshman got the roll.
Good finish. Now, they really improved with that. They let 3 or 4 opportunities get away from him. Oh, good job officiating. There was a double dribble.
Unforced error by Robert Shepard of Arkansas.
Pitino helped the officials real well on that. Watch Delk finish this play. Mashburn with a good pass. Nice body control on that as Delk finishes.
Kentucky with the ball up 4, 9:45 left in the game. Turnovers have played a major role. They've hurt Kentucky. That's a season high.
You know, that's remarkable in testimony for the Arkansas press. When you know that Kentucky presses all the time and practices so hard against it every day.
Mashburn spinning, twisting, turning. Can't score, but he's fouled.
They got to get him the basketball. He has been so silent this half.
4th foul on Arkansas's Corey Beck.
Team 8 for Arkansas. Checking in Clinton and Daniel.
Get a load of this out of 6'8", 235 pounds. How's this for agility?
Mashburn will go to the free throw line where he is 0 of 4 today.
Mashburn will step to the line. He'll shoot 2.
Mashburn last scored with 5 minutes 40 seconds left in the first half.
He came out with the most spectacular first 10 minutes. Just absolutely looked like he was going to single-handedly make a joke out of this basketball game. And then because he had to bring the ball up the floor against the Arkansas press, and his teammates have done a poor job of getting the ball back to him.
Kentucky leads by 6, and Hawkins has it stripped away by Mashburn. 2-on-2 Kentucky break. Delk flips it to Martinez and Grasso. Here's Mashburn's 3. Martinez with the offensive board.
That's a huge rebound. He was smart enough not to get caught under the basket. Moved out the baseline on the 3-pointer and made the play.
Nolan Richardson asking for a timeout.
Good timeout. If I were Nolan, I don't like the looks of this either.
Kentucky has pushed the lead back out to 8 with 8:55 left in the game. And the man in blue has something to cheer about. A rested LSU team awaits the winner of this Donnybrook. The Tigers will meet either Arkansas or Kentucky in the title game tomorrow. It starts with a pregame show at 12:30 Eastern Time. Jamal Mashburn's dad, Robert, the former heavyweight pro boxer, trying to have the Wildcats prevent Arkansas from getting up off the mat to score a surprising knockout.
The biggest decision that Rick Pitino has now is when do you go back with Travis Ford? You think about his ball handling against the Arkansas press, but I'll tell you what's really important. If you're protecting a lead, you need that 87% free throw shooter in there. In his mind, he's got a score and a time, probably around 5 minutes, regardless of what happens. You go back with him around the 5-minute mark.
He's okay.
We're just slightly under 9 now. If Arkansas should make a run, my guess is if they catch up to Kentucky, he'll come back with him then, no matter when it happens. But he's got a time and a score in his head, or when he pulls the trigger and goes back with Ford, and that could be the biggest decision in this ballgame.
Biggers comes on for Arkansas. Some question about whether he had checked in or not, whether he'd come in too late, but he's on the floor. And you saw how the bench scoring has turned around.
Here's Kentucky in his zone.
Scoring this half, shooting Arkansas only 38% and yet still in the game, with Kentucky hitting at a 53% clip. And there is a zone, Kentucky. They've played it on rare occasions. Dell pounding Crawford, leaves McDaniel open for the three.
That was a tough three. That zone was in his face.
The lead cut back to 5. Delk at the point. McDaniel tried to fake a collision and foul, then they take it away from Mashburn. Arkansas's ball, now less than 8 minutes left. Crawford steps inside the arc and scores.
Oh, that was dead center. Beautiful job, pump fake.
5 straight Arkansas points have gotten the Hogs back within 3. Prickett on the baseline, gives to Mashburn. He's fouled. Crawford got him on the arm.
Kentucky is doing a much better job in the last 4 or 5 minutes of getting Mashburn down in the game.
Crawford, his second team.
And here comes Ford.
Travis Ford checks in the line.
Prickett with the drive, drops it to Mashburn. Mashburn does a good job of getting the ball above the rim, but he doesn't get the roll. Ford coming back with 7:30 and a 3-point lead. And I'm a little surprised. Rick must really trust this kid's judgment, because this is a little early.
16 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists for Mashburn, now 17 points.
If he loses Ford with a short lead, doesn't have that 87% free throw shooting in there down at the end, this decision could haunt him. But here again, he knows Travis and what kind of decisions he makes.
Biggers with a quick pass to Williamson. They beat the Kentucky pressure with ease. McDaniel for 3. Stewart kept it alive, but Mashburn went to get it. Now
Arkansas in a zone. Arkansas in a 1-3-1 zone. And there's the double out of it.
Ford back quarterbacking the offense for the Wildcats as Mashburn gives it to Prickett. Missed the layup.
Boy, he didn't score the basket, but he just distorted the Arkansas defense totally.
Crawford nails it. No, it's a 2, just inside the line, a 2. Travis Ford sat out 5.5 minutes for Kentucky, and they did manage to increase the lead from 2 to 5 in his absence.
Arkansas staying in the zone. And Mashburn on the perimeter against it.
Grasso faked the 3, didn't shoot. Martinez to Prickett underneath. This time it has not missed the layup.
Terrific high roll pass for Martinez. Your center is the most important ball handler against the zone. The most important place he can make the pass from is the high post.
5-point game. Stewart spins by Mashburn. 270 pounds to lay it in.
When he gets that big body past you, it's a long trip. Got to catch up.
Martinez double team. He finds Mashburn. Grasso's open. Now they see him. Prickett. Mashburn for 3. Grasso misses a 3. Tom Hammond and Ed Murphy, Rupp Arena, Lexington. Southeastern Conference Tournament semifinals. Jamal Mashburn was on fire. In the first 4 minutes, he scored 14 points. Kentucky scored the first 17, led by 21 in the first half. But Arkansas kept chipping away, and the Razorbacks had been as close as 2 here in the second half. We have 5:28 left, and the Kentucky lead is only 3 as we walk to the Arkansas free throw line. A great comeback by Nolan Richardson's Razorbacks.
You could cut the tension in this place with a knife right now. And the effort that's being laid on the line, you know, it's still early to talk about it, but how's anybody on this court going to play tomorrow? That's going to be tough.
The winner will move on to play LSU in the championship game if the winner is still standing at the end of this knockdown dragout.
Here's one of the great freshmen in this country. He overcame an injury this year, Corliss Williamson.
Missed 13 games with a toe injury. He's only 1 of 4 at the free throw line. He has 7.7 rebounds today.
Normally shoots 56%, which isn't bad for a big kid like him. But he runs the floor beautifully. He's an outstanding rebounder.
Missed them both, and the rebound pulled down by Kentucky's Dale Brown. He's back on the floor with 4 fouls. Travis Ford also playing with 4. Holding foul, Clinton McDaniel of Arkansas.
That's a big call. You got to keep Travis Ford off the line if you're Arkansas.
That was on McDaniel.
4 fouls on McDaniel.
10.
Must have hit him on the arm, but couldn't quite see it from that angle. Well, he thinks he got him clean, but that's expected. They always do.
He'll shoot 2.
Travis Ford, usually deadly at the line, will step up, shooting 2. Both teams are over the 10-foul limit.
Only Billy McCaffrey from Vanderbilt. He free throws better than Travis Ford. He hits him at 87%.
And this afternoon, Travis has 3 for 3 at the line, shooting for his 19th point. Kentucky leads by 5. Crawford. Prickett gets the rebound, and then he's tied up. Jump ball. Possession arrow says Arkansas.
The crowd doesn't like it, but one of America's great officials, John Clougherty, had a good look at it. Here it comes. He pivots away. That's all you can get there. It is a jump ball.
5 minutes left. These two teams are like two heavyweight boxers. Someone delivers a blow, knocks the other down. They get up and come right back with a haymaker of their own. Prickett got a piece of that shot. Still a loose ball. Thurman got it through. What a shot.
That was a terrific effort on the part of Beck and Thurman inside.
Kentucky's lead is 7. Mashburn brings it up against Beck. And there's Corey Beck with his 5th foul. Corey Beck is just fouled out of the game.
Watch Beck squeeze it up in here. Get it on the glass.
The foul is on Beck, his 5th.
And Arkansas finishes. The noise you hear is a reaction from the Kentucky crowd as Beck fouls out. 9 points doesn't tell the story. Tenacious, vicious defender.
So Corey Beck fouls out with 4:34 left in the game. Was that Hawkins that came in to replace him? Hawkins or McDaniel? I'm not sure. They're both on the court. And Jamal Mashburn has finally found the range at the free throw line his last trip there. At the conclusion of the game, we'll be selecting a BP best player from each team. In addition to recognizing our 2 best players, BP and its dealers will contribute $2,000 to the SEC to be distributed among member institutions' general scholarship funds under a conference-approved plan.
We're under 4.5 minutes now with a 5-point spread. It's really important for Arkansas. They can't let Kentucky get any further ahead. We got a foul down low.
Martinez and Williamson have been going at it all afternoon. Martinez called for his 3rd.
Let's take a look at it down low. There's some serious banging around going on. I guess you got to call something.
Williamson will step to the line. He'll shoot 2.
Corliss Williamson has struggled at the free throw strike today, only 1 of 5.
May not be a bad foul under those circumstances.
That one finds the net.
Good looking stroke there.
The All-SEC freshman team. Front rim on that one, and Martinez steps in to take the rebound. He's double teamed, finally gets rid of it to Ford and Prickett. Prickett takes it all the way with a left hand.
Oh, what a play. He looked across court, faked the pass, and took it right to the basket. That's a terrific play.
He uses his left hand so well. Williamson bodies Martinez. Prickett wades in to get the rebound. Two big plays by the freshman from West Virginia.
And Arkansas is fooling around too much, trying to double team rebounders and let Kentucky run out on him.
Dale Brown, three-pointer. Kentucky leads by 9. Arkansas only has one timeout left.
Yeah, you got to use it. You got to use it right now. Skip it. Here's Martinez. You see the Arkansas players, they're fooling around with him too much and they don't get back. Now watch Prickett fake this pass. See, he looks. When he looks, he freezes the Arkansas defense. It goes to the basket hard.
3:36 left. Time now for the Pizza Hut delivery of the game.
The most important ball handler against the zone is your big man in the high post. Look at Martinez down to Prickett. That's the way you draw it up, but that's a really good job of handling the ball by a big man.
Freshman Jared Prickett has made some key plays here down the stretch for the Wildcats. They opened with a 17-0 run on the first 4 minutes of the game, but Arkansas came back and has forced Kentucky into a season-high 26 turnovers, but 9 three-pointers have kept the Wildcats on top, and they lead it now by 9 with 3:36 remaining.
UK has 2 timeouts left. Arkansas has none. Nolan Richardson had no choice. He had to use that last timeout there. Kentucky gets any further out, this baby's over.
Thurman in traffic, tough shot, it came out. Martinez has the rebound. Ford saved it, almost picked off by Arkansas. It's been an outstanding game. 2 fine teams that'll be a factor in the NCAA tournament.
Kentucky's shot selection now extremely important. You can see him spread that motion offense out.
Ford for 3. What a game!
I'll tell you what. That took guts. I'll tell you. There was still 30 seconds on the shot clock, and he knocked that baby straight down.
Travis Ford, 22 points. He's 6 of 9 from the field. Layup missed, and Martinez gathers the rebound. Mashburn lost it, and then trips Hawkins.
Rick's not happy about the turnover, but they didn't need the foul to stop the clock. 2:34 to go down, 12 shoot, 2 free throws. This is a tough hill to climb.
Travis Ford has been deadly at the three-point line. He's hit 6 of 7 three-point shots.
This takes some guts, don't you? Look at that wrist snap over. Bang, dead center. That's the way you draw it up, and look at those. I can't count them. 3, 6, 9, 11. 11 three-pointers.
Actually, 10.
Sorry about that. I told you I couldn't count them.
10 of 20 Kentucky has hit as a team. That cuts the lead back to 10. Kicked back to Kentucky.
There's still some time left at 2:30 and a 10-point lead. Most times you wouldn't think so because Arkansas team has such tough pressure, but they've got to shake it loose a couple of times.
Mashburn has to spend a timeout, unable to inbound the ball. That leaves the Wildcats with 1 remaining for the final 2:32. Timeout Kentucky. They lead by 10. Back to Rupp Arena after this word from your local SEC station. Right now, Kentucky in the center of things, leading Arkansas 80-70 with just over 2.5 minutes left. Let's look at our BP best players of the game. Travis Ford with 22 points leads all scorers. He's hit 6 of 7 three-point shots. His career high in threes is 7, so just 1 shy of that. And for Arkansas, Crawford's hit 7 of 10 shots. He leads the Razorbacks with 15 points. Prickett with a dish to Brown, who lays it in. Kentucky beats the press.
Travis Ford has not just shot the three-pointers, he's resisted tremendous pressure on the part of the Arkansas guards, and he has played a long time with 4 fouls. He shows great judgment.
Stewart still playing hard.
I questioned Pitino a little bit when he put him back in, but he knows the kid. He knows how smart he plays.
Thurman fouls Travis Ford. And you have to wonder now if Arkansas climbing that big hill from 21 down at one time isn't running out of gas.
Well, I think that's happening. We told you a couple of minutes ago, that Kentucky had 2 timeouts left. They used one to avoid a turnover when they couldn't inbound the ball. I'm sure that Rick reminded his kids during the last timeout, you've got a timeout left, use it to avoid the turnover. That's a real ace, because it could defuse the Arkansas press at any time.
Travis Ford will step to the line and he'll shoot 2.
Travis Ford.
It's tough. You're not going to make up any ground foul on him.
Wildcats in search of their first SEC win over Arkansas. They lost here at Rupp last year at Barnhill this regular season.
Watch the shot on this kid. Missing this free throw never crosses his mind. He doesn't even consider it.
Kentucky leads by 12 with 2 minutes left. Time for Arkansas to go to the threes.
Oh yeah, anything they can get, but Kentucky knows that. They're going to overplay them hard and make them go to the basket. Now that they don't need.
Fouls.
Rick telling Travis Ford go back out there and tell those people to keep the clock running.
Dale Brown was just fouled out of the game. Dale Brown with 12 points. He had 4 rebounds and 3 assists as well.
His improvement defensively since he's come to Kentucky is remarkable. He was a shooter at junior college, regarded just as an offensive player, but he's really improved his upper body strength and athletically, and he's become an excellent defender. In fact, they really rely on him for that.
Scotty Thurman will shoot 2 shots. Dave Baker got an update on the condition of Rodney Dent.
Tom, we just spoke with Dr. Mary Laureate Ireland, the UK team physician. Dent's x-rays came back negative. It is not a break, but it is still a bad sprain. She does not think he'll be able to go in the championship game tomorrow.
Which would mean Gert Hammack of LSU, the 7-footer, will have free reign in the middle.
Before anybody starts thinking, oh, you know, LSU's record and soft preseason schedule, you can do a tap dance around that. I'm going to tell you something. They got a real chance tomorrow against Kentucky because Kentucky has laid it on the line. You do not warm up with the University of Arkansas. This is a tough bunch of people who beat you up severely.
6 points, 6 rebounds for Prickett. As we said, some key plays when Arkansas was making a serious run.
Certainly Kentucky's the favorite tomorrow, but don't cross LSU out.
LSU has put together impressive back-to-back wins. I don't know that they can play any better than they did their last 2.
They're playing better now than they have all year. And I had the LSU Vanderbilt game down in Baton Rouge. Vanderbilt just took them apart. It wasn't even close. They had them down 25-30 most of the second half.
Listen to the cheer, the standing ovation for Jared Prickett. His hustling style has endeared him to the Wildcat faithful. And he had a big game today, even though his numbers don't flash out at you. Shepard saves that loose ball and launches a three-pointer. The lead is 9.
Arkansas trying to foul, they won't call it. But these guys know the airport's closed. There you go.
Thurman fouls the wrong man, though. Travis Ford didn't have much choice.
Yeah, you're down to the point where you got to foul somebody. No, we had 2 huge upsets in the so you consider the LSU turnaround against Vanderbilt. When you think about how Vanderbilt beat them in Baton Rouge as easily as they wanted to, and then Ole Miss's win over Florida, when Florida had beaten them by 47 just a couple of weeks earlier. Tournament time is different.
Travis Ford is 6 for 6 at the free throw line, 24 points. And his three-point shooting has been a major factor in the game. He has outshot the entire Arkansas team from the arc. Ford has 6 three-point field goals in 7 attempts, and Arkansas as a team is 4 of 11.
I can tell you from past experience, this is a man who does not believe in moral victories. But he's got to be proud of his kids the way they fought back. 7 or 8 minutes into this game, it looked like another Tennessee. It was going to be a 40-point blowout. The Razorbacks reflect the temperament of their coach, and they hang in and fight.
And they'll be moving on to the NCAA tournament as Mashburn takes down the rebound, his 10th, excuse me, his 8th.
As great as Mashburn is, Ford was the difference today. He was sensational.
Well, the fans in blue starting to get into a championship game spirit. They couldn't breathe easy until just in the last couple of minutes, I'll tell you that.
Checking in number 40,
I felt a little pressure in this game. I mean, the standard up here in Kentucky is really good. They're 0-2 against Arkansas. They're a lock for the NCAA playoff. They're the first and second seed, I'm sure. And the fans around here, you know, they were very uptight about this game.
It will be Kentucky's first SEC win against the Razorbacks in their 3rd try as Mashburn shoots for his 21st point of the game. Remember, in the first 4 minutes, he scored 14.
One of the things that Kentucky, if you wanted to be a little critical, and I'm sure Rick will, is letting him just kind of float around invisibly for about the middle 20 minutes, the last 10 minutes of the first half, and then the first 10 minutes of the second half. He was not a factor, and boy, was he on a roll.
Travis Ford has just fouled out of the game, and he'll get a hand.
Foul is on Ford, his 5th.
That's all right, Travis. Don't worry about it. He's a special little ball player. Boy, he brought it home today.
Junior Brady steps in the lineup. At the line, Shepard will shoot 2.
Shepard set to shoot 2. He has 10 points in the game. Perfect at the line. Junior Brady has replaced Ford. Just 49 seconds left in the game. It was a good one. Kentucky playing so well to open the game, and then Nolan Richardson thinking about the next time John Clougherty will officiate one of his games, letting him have earful. Arkansas with a valiant comeback. They got within 2 points in the second half. Could never quite get over the hump to get the lead, but they were down 21 in the first half. Came back to within 2 before Kentucky just wore them down and sprinted away here at the end.
You only play behind just so long. I mean, they were 4, 6, 7 behind the entire basketball game, the entire second half. And eventually, Kentucky was going to put a little run together from that position and get out to where you got to do a lot of game leading things that aren't going to work.
Thanks to our crew in the truck, Roger Roebuck, Dave Burchett, Ben Huddleston, Gil Heron. A little fresh pork was indeed on the menu today, but it was a little tough. It wasn't real tender.
Very hard to digest.
It wasn't real tender. Prickett with a big offensive rebound. He's uncanny in his offensive board work. He has more offensive rebounds than he does defensive.
Got a nose for it. A lot of that is anticipating when your teammates are going to shoot and getting a one-step jump.
Biley in the game has a shot blocked. It was nearly over and back, but he didn't have...
You got to go all the way over. There's very few things that will drive a crowd crazy. Any quicker than that.
Now Kentucky just trying to run the clock out. Hats off to Arkansas with a valiant effort after Kentucky blitzed them to open the game. But the Wildcats will survive the Arkansas comeback to move to the championship game against the LSU Tigers tomorrow. And a big wreath around the head of Travis Ford. He was the hero of the day. Rick Pitino will now try to get his troops some rest as they face the Tigers. Hope you'll join us starting at 12:30 Eastern, a half-hour pre-game show, and then we'll tip it up. The Wildcats and the Tigers for the championship and the automatic NCAA bid.
Most of the time when you anticipate games like I have anticipated this one, they disappoint you. But this game has been great fun.
Well, you can say that for all three of the times these two teams have met since Arkansas joined the conference. The atmosphere at Rupp Arena last year, at Barnhill during the regular season, and again today has been something special, as has the play of these two teams.
It's turning into a terrific rivalry.
Shepard. And Kentucky will not have to inbound the ball. A hard-fought victory for the Wildcats. Nolan Richardson and Rick Pitino. And the players embracing. They went at it as hard as you can go at it for 40 minutes.
There's a lot of mutual respect out there, and there should be. Jamal Mashburn starting out with just what looked like was going to be a career game. And Travis Ford was the difference. His great shooting, his ball handling, and most important, his ability to stay in the game and protect Kentucky's lead when he had 4 fouls.
Rick Pitino has his first victory over Arkansas in his 3rd try. Now Kentucky will face LSU in the title game without their starting center Rodney Dent. Will Kentucky be a fatigued team tomorrow?
They'll be a little tired and a little short-handed. I look for a lot closer game than most of these people filing out think it's going to be.
Hope you'll join us at 12:30 Eastern Time. Our coverage starts for the championship game, Kentucky and LSU. Wildcats hold on to win it 92-81 over Arkansas. Tom Hammond for Ed Murphy, Bob Kessling, and Dave Baker saying so long. You've been watching Jefferson Pilot Sports exclusive SEC coverage.
Thanks, Dave. The Kentucky Wildcats back in the SEC Tournament Finals. Rick Pitino, your team has had 2 tough games.
Yes, we had tonight, more than anything else, we fought a lot of adversity. Dent goes down, Travis in foul trouble, Dale in foul trouble. We had to handle the ball tonight with our power forwards. They did a super job. We wanted to keep attacking the basket. Mashburn played point forward tonight. Kind of unbelievable when you think about it.
Well, your whole bench still played well. Everybody stepped up.
We really did. I really disappointed. We came out, we played so unbelievable, and then they got in our faces, and we stopped fast breaking. We stopped attacking the basket. We were 7 for 9 on the break in the first half, but in the final 12 minutes of the half, we didn't break. So we finally picked it up, attacked, and got a lot of nice things.
Now you got a shot at back-to-back tournament championships if you face an LSU team that's on a roll.
Well, let me tell you something about LSU, and Florida can attest to this at all. When you blow a team out, advantage coming back. But I will say this, we know they're going to spread the floor. We'll be ready for it. We're going to play hard. Dale Brown has done a magnificent job. Should be one of the 3-4 people for National Coach of the Year.
Now, Rodney Dent might not play tomorrow because of the ankle injury. What about Hammock and matching up against him?
He's not going to play. That's a problem. But we just got to gut it out, certainly. We have 2 other centers, Jamel and Andre Riddick will go with them.
Rick, congratulations on getting to the finals. Good luck.
Thank you. Arkansas is a great basketball team. We're very fortunate to win.
Rick Pitino, the head coach of the Kentucky Wildcats, and we'll continue from Rupp Arena on Championship Sunday in just a moment.
Bobcats back in the championship game after a 92-81 win over Arkansas. Travis Ford, a great game. I think 6 of 9 from outside the stripe, 8 of 8 from the free throw line. And I know this had to be satisfying for you, especially after the performance out at Arkansas.
Yeah, it really felt good. Arkansas applies a lot of pressure on you defensively, and anytime you get open shots like I did, it's really an advantage. But we came out the early lead, and sometimes that can be trouble. Sometimes you have a tendency to let down, and that brings the other team back. But I thought we did a pretty good job of controlling the game and keeping the lead.
What were you guys thinking about there during the first 5 minutes or so, and all of a sudden you find yourself up 17-0 and then by 21?
Well, we knew we were playing well at that stretch. We were hitting a lot of big shots, and that was the key, and we were playing good defense. So we would just come out. We've been playing with a lot of enthusiasm, which I think has really been helpful to us, and hopefully we can continue to do that with a lot of emotion throughout the tournament.
Last 2 nights, last 2 days, you've knocked off 2 of the teams that beat you this season. The third one, Vanderbilt, won't be in that championship game. What about the matchup with LSU?
Well, LSU has a great team. They have a lot of talented players who can take you one-on-one. They have a great center in Hammock. So we're going to come out and play a great defensive game, and hopefully we can come out with a victory.
92-81 the final. More coming up tonight on Sports Spectrum, Bob.